So it's the confrontation. Because of the shenanigans y'all got up to, I had to rewrite some aspects of the confrontation. Are we sure, Sedna? Are we sure you're innocent? No.
I've never done anything wrong in my life ever.
This is true. I can vouch for that.
I know you've committed several crimes that I will not say over Zoom.
I appreciate that because I'm not sure some of them have statutes and limitations.
Um, that's some of it is rewritten and being rewritten because this is a very long a confrontation. It's 5 pages. Um, Normally they're two. Uh, but anyways, the custodians have been invited to a dinner party at Sketteridge Manor. The invitation is hand delivered by someone you've met before, a friend of the family, on fine stationery. A cocktail party and tour of the family manor, followed by a traditional family dinner. The gathering will consist of dear friends and valued associates to celebrate an exciting new venture for the family to be announced at the party. Your interactions with the family, however, have led you to believe that this project involves awakening a ritual for an old family god, or possibly the installation of some new god on their land. Given the fraught history of the Sketteridge Foundation and abundance of conflicting rumors following them, this is a rare opportunity to gather information and intervene if necessary. God. Piper, in a private moment, because you showed potential, something was shared with you in hopes it would aid your work. What was it, and do you think they can still provide it?
It was hmm, it was the location of a motorcycle graveyard,
Mhm.
and I do think they can still provide it.
Mm. Following that, you glimpsed something behind the scenes that showed the ambition they had. What was it, and how has recent events changed ambition into desperation?
I think their ambition was a way to convert saints and angels of one god to another. A way of taking something already hallowed and converting it whole cloth to another hallowed purpose. And what the second part of it is, what is how can we tell that it's turned from ambition to desperation?
Yeah.
Oh, everyone knows that in following this ambition, there are a lot of entities loose that are now hunting and converging on the Sketterich Foundation. They're and they are running out of time and ways to keep these things that are hunting them out. Mainly because the hedge maze that surrounds that location was recently vandalized, something that should not be possible.
Sedna, something broke in the Skitteridge family. How have they abandoned what rules they may have once had for dealing with outsiders?
Hmm. So do I need to say what broke too, or just how they abandoned their rules for outsiders?
How they have abandoned what rules they may
Okay,
have had, because like technically say speaking, how they broke is part of like the questions, the
got it.
a capital Q question.
Cool. Um, I think instead of being insular, they're taking kind of anyone who will offer any aid they can get. Like no matter the source, no matter how sketchy or um dubious they may be. I'm sure that won't have consequences later.
No, not really, because it based on what I've written for this, it just like aligns so very similarly. I just love setting my players up. Well,
Rude.
listen, I have thoughts, and I'm very good at asking pointed questions. Following that, you've had visions of the family dredging a huge preserved body from the bog, speaking to it in reverent tones. How do you know it is the body of something ancient and divine?
I feel like this isn't like a layup for me, given that I follow the Karen Maiden.
Mm. I
I think it's been whispered to me by her what it is.
nice, nice. There is a little special rule for the confrontation because the confrontation takes in place entirely over the course of a single evening. The events of the party will progress through an early gathering for cocktails and a tour of the family home, uh, onto the formal dinner, and finally the ritual itself. The gathering has a track of four, the dinner has a track of three, and the ritual has a track of two. When all the tracks have been filled up, you must attempt to answer the final question regardless the number of clues gathered. There are three questions, and only the final question is required for resolving the confrontation, but if the other two are unanswered, I get to answer them. And they may provide complications to resolving the confrontation, such as the first one is, why is the Sketteridge family so desperate to complete their ritual? A complexity 2. You gain insight into a significant vulnerability of the family. What miraculous discovery has the family kept secret about their quote unquote bog saint? Learn what a powerful advantage the family hopes to leverage for their personal gain, a complexity 2. And finally, what flaw in the ritual has the Skitteridge family overlooked? Resolve the confrontation by exploiting this flaw and disrupting the awakening ritual or altering its outcome in a way that neutralizes the threat posed by the family. A complexity 4. There is no verse for this confrontation. But before we get there, we must journey to there, which leads to the decrepit waypoint with its paint the scene prompt of this is the last time anyone will ever visit and use this particular way station, though none yet know it. Not even the relentless rider. What fresh omens herald this truth? And the recall a time prompt is when you said goodbye to a place of peace for the last time. And we'll take a quick 5-minute break as people think about that. So I may have forgotten a little bit of a special mechanic because the custodians answered some questions, which got them some clues and altar items. Uh, because 4 questions were asked, they got 3 clues and 1 altar item, but we'll leave those as a little bit of a secret for now, because they may have repercussions. Uh, but anyways, our custodians also owe verses, but we'll do those during the journey scene. Let's do the paint the scene prompt, and this is for everyone, Steph included. This is the last time anyone will visit and use this particular way station, though none yet know it, not even the relentless rider. What fresh omens herald this truth?
I think that there is a very shitty uh one of those window inset air conditioners, sort of like that. Uh the fans have always been spinning, but now they are dead stopped and rusted over.
There was a like ticker in the background previously of like waypoint has been in service X number of days, and it would round up and everything, and it's hit 999 a long time ago. Um, it's recently reset, and something about like the clock mechanism, everything, something about it has fucked up in somehow. And it is producing a small like electronic fault sound that's just kind of in the background. It's very faint.
There are sets of 4 particular birds that have perched themselves all over the surrounding area. It goes in order: raven, owl, whippoorwill, vulture, over and over and over again in sets of 4s.
You may have the scene with either verses or interacting with one another.
I'll get my verses out of the way quick. So first one is narrative flashback to the first time the maiden appeared to you. A maiden. All the time, baby. Sorry. You see the maiden in your dreams most nights and sometimes waiting on the horizon. So the first time Sedna saw the maiden, her family was not the best at taking care of her, and so she came down with scarlet fever. And in the throes of almost death, deep hallucination, she saw the Karen maiden sitting on the edge of her bed, watching her breath like slow and then pick up, and then slow and then pick up, waiting to see whether she would live or die. And here's my other one. Narrate a flashback to a time you perceived death as a peaceful thing. Increase my communion by one. I've already done the mechanical bit. So Sedna is probably 18 years old at this point. She's sitting in a graveyard watching a funeral procession of a family she's familiar with, but has never like formally met. And they're interring one of their own. And so their mood and tone suggests that they're not concerned about this person remaining dead, or at least that's the way Sedna infers their attitude. Is because there's no tears, there's no sorrow, just a sense of ritual and decorum. Uh, and that's my verses.
I can jump in with my three verses that I owe you. I can actually do them pretty rapid fire, I think. Um, I think that these are all kind of just running through Piper's head as she's approaching the way station. The first one is a flashback to your childhood, showing your first direct encounter with a god. Um, this picks up immediately following a previous scene, when Piper was very young and found a bicycle that seemed to want to be ridden and seemed to lead her at the head of a storm to a place in the next town over, where she just so happens to find her mom at work. Um, we pick up right there as Piper closes the door and turns around and sees her mom's bike. And she looks at it and feels drawn to it, almost as if there's a connection between the bike that she found today and rode out here in this glorious moment of wanderlust, and her mom's bike. She steps up to her mom's bike, and just before she touches it, um, a letter falls out of one of the saddlebags. And Piper goes and picks it up, and it's addressed to Piper, standing outside. Like it's written, Piper, Piper Kessel, standing outside the such and such motel address, everything. And she opens it up and begins to read, and the bike breathes for a second, and the handlebars, the head basically of this bike, kind of twist and turn towards her, and a raspy voice says, "You are mine. You have always been mine. You were born to serve me, and I will give you wheels that will never stop spinning." And Piper looks at this and looks at the prayer mark written on this sheet of paper and blinks. And again, she's at home. She doesn't know how much time has passed. She's soaking wet, obviously having ridden back through the storm. And she feels like a life of freedom awaits her. She's going to be free. She's going to be free like her mom. Smash cut to Piper, absolutely not free, having a black burlap bag over her head, slammed down into a metal seat, and a light positioned on a metal desk. She's handcuffed and everything. And they finally caught up with her. They've been following her for years, and someone, she doesn't know who, rips off the bag, and across from her is some fucking government suit. Because this is the flashback showing how you had no choice but to sign a contract as a custodian. There is a tense negotiation back and forth with Piper and the biased agent who has caught her and finally said, "Listen, we're giving you an ultimatum. We know what you've been doing. We know the location of one of your waypoints that we know you don't know, and we know why you keep running our blockades and running all of these things, even when you're going to places you are not supposed to go. We know who you're trying to protect." And Piper says, "Don't you dare fucking touch my children. Don't you dare fucking touch them. We know who you're trying to protect. And here's the thing, Piper, we think that you can be useful, all right? So we're going to make you a deal. You want to stay on the road for as long as you can, right? You want to stay out there so that your let's see, 2 children, yes. Don't you even fucking put their names in your mouth. I won't have to, right? Because you and I understand. You work for us. You stay on the road as long as you want, and you stay out of their lives, and they never get caught in the shit that you do. And in return, we keep you very busy. We keep you very busy, and you do what we say, and you do how we say. All right? Everybody wins, even your God." And Piper truly has no choice because she knows if she dies now, which is what turning down this deal entails, she knows she knows where this curse that is the exact opposite of freedom of her life, she knows where it passes. And she's not willing to do that. So she makes the deal, which brings us to our third and final flashback. Narrate a flashback to a time when you failed to deliver a message of rejection, peril, or loss. What tragedy resulted? They caught Piper just as she was attempting to get a message to a group of friends. And this wasn't even a gathering that meant anything for any of the gods. This was just a bunch of illegal friends getting together in someone's basement, playing a game. And she had meant to get the message out that she had too much heat on her, that they couldn't meet. But because she had too much heat on her, she got caught. And then was given an offer she couldn't refuse. And then, well, because no one got the message and she couldn't then, under so much surveillance, give that message of, "Hey, we shouldn't play tonight." She ends up in that basement with her friends, raided. Some of them die, others she doesn't ever see again. And the game is ruined. And that's what she thinks about, the consequences of that. There were people who had a community that she was part of that she destroyed. And she can live with that. She can live with that because it was for her daughters. Really? Right? Anything. She'll do anything if that's what it takes. And that's all the flashbacks.
a constant whine in the background. Piper, you had gotten this sort of missive and probably communicated uh, to Sedna over a phone call to meet you here just so you could hook up together just to discuss plans, perhaps. Or maybe just to form sort of connection before heading in because, well, frankly, it's a little bit strange that th- this family keeps on showing their head wherever you go. And now they want you to come. The scene is yours.
I think like in the way station, um, Piper's completely shook. Like her nerves are pretty much totally fucked. Um, and she's kind of going around taking stock of anything that could still be useful, anything at all, and just kind of going over plans or anything in her head and out loud, just saying, "I really don't think we have too much time. We're not going to get another shot at this, and I think that the clock is absolutely ticking. So I think I keep hearing these I keep hearing secrets about how their place can't be breached an invitation, but it doesn't seem that that's actually true. Because I, the thing about the labyrinth, and the hedge maze, and she's just kind of frantic, clearly trying to hold it together and clearly failing.
Sedna's just watching this with her detached coolness as per usual. The gas mask is still fully on, by the way. I think the only person who has seen her without it so far is a dead person in the chat currently. But yeah, her like um I call them zombie blue eyes, but it's like that super light blue. Um Look Piper up and down, and then through the mask, she's just like, "You certainly don't have much time left."
And Piper just stops and turns and says, "What the fuck would you know about that, right? What the fuck? Just because you serve who you serve, I serve something relentless. Do you understand? Do you understand? It never stops. It never stops. It won't let me fucking stop. Do you understand?"
She'll come for that god when it stops too.
Well, my scary masked friend, I really fucking hope you're right. I'd like to see it in the ground. I'd like to see it in the ground, if I'm honest. Because you see, do you understand what it takes from me? It takes everything from me. It's taken my family from me. And it takes away every. I'm going to fucking show you something. Do you understand me? I'm going to fucking show you. And Piper performs her ritual. And for a moment, the old woman, with all of her scars and stretch marks and all of the symbols of a life well lived are there for but a moment. And I think she probably looks way closer to death at that moment. And then it's all taken away. She's young and beautiful, like a background character. Someone, an extra who goes in and out of everybody's life, delivering important things so that the other bits of the plot of other people's stories moves forward. And she says, my body doesn't remember my own children, to understand. It's all this, to just be this forever. A tool for everyone. I work and I get fucked and I fuck and I just carry everything. If you can put my fucking gut in the ground and bury it so that no one else gets stuck here, then good on you, fucking mate. I'm happy for it. But until you can fucking prove to me your God can do that in any time frame that matters, and we're going to make this work, and we've got work to do.
I'll remember your words in the future.
Fucking right. And she shoulders the rifle and all of the stuff, and is just like, fucking get out of here.
So that triggers the journey move.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. There was quite a bit of let's see. Let's look at the journey move real quickly. When you discuss your personal history or relationship to divinity, I think yeah. You may clear an appropriate condition.
Conditions, what are those? I don't have any.
Well, you
Yeah,
don't have any conditions?
That is correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. that's
Said as right as rain.
yeah. That's why says it's just like, man, you look close like to death. Because like you're just filled up with conditions.
Did we get rid of Rules Lawyer last session and I forgot to take it off?
I think so.
Yeah, I think when we resolved the Keeper of the Temple is when that went away.
Yeah, as was marked by the keeper of the temple.
Oh, okay. That's actually good.
Yeah.
So then I can clear love poisoning. This is great. No, now I'm clean as a whistle.
Yeah. For now.
I mean, knowing me. That won't last long.
I was gonna say, I was just when you were doing the journeys, and I was like, "Oh boy, Chaos gonna hit you with a condition during the journey scene."
I mean, I'm gonna hit you with conditions when you get to the location because you're gonna be upsetting Biscotti.
That seems about right.
I hate that. Upsetting the Sketty.
I love I love saying curse food phrases such as ripperoni. You have to have some amount of whimsy in your life to handle the horrors, both
I
in
love
game
whimsy.
and out of game. But anyways, you're gonna head to the assignment. I'm gonna call for another break because I did not actually take the break when we originally went on break. So I will be back, and when we get back, we shall go with another location.
Recording jump scare.
Recording jump scare. We were waiting for, and then Steph immediately gets back up.
I'm here. I need to blow my nose. God forbid women do anything.
No, it's banned.
Yeah, this is misogyny time.
I mean, I wrote a very misogynistic playbook. I don't know what you expect from me.
And that's how we got the content warning misogyny.
Breaking news. Chaotic. Known misogynist. In own
Content
words.
warning. Content warning. Misogyny. Trans misogyny.
Mhm. Yeah.
Trans misogyny in both senses.
Mhm.
Damn.
I, I just like I don't know what else to put to like besides fucked up little game with fucked up little guy at the helm. Anyways, the manor is a sprawling place with multiple stories, a very lush uh, uh hedge maze surrounding it, even though it is centered in a very dense bog with a singular road heading in and out. There are a decent spot for parking cars, and there's multiple vehicles, like about like about like half a dozen or so. Like the party is getting started, people are arriving. What are you two wearing, first of all?
Setna has not so she has changed into like a dress you would be buried in. Um, she is still wearing the gas mask, to be clear, but her hair is not covered any longer. So it's like it's done up in like a nice French braid.
Mhm.
Oh, I like that. I'm stealing that. That's good. The gas mask is white now.
Oh wow.
Which oddly enough, it sort of blends into her skin because she is quite pasty.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think Piper has changed. I think Piper is in her kind of her jacket with her military jacket with all the patches and everything like that. And you know, her just as she appears in her character art, she might have put up her hair barely, but it's already messed up because her helmet's been on it. Um and you know, and she yeah, she's not here to fuck around and play nice. She's just an attractive young woman that is not here to make friends. Is the is a portion of the like party outdoors, like in
Yes.
the
Yeah,
okay.
yes, there is like a courtyard where people are meeting and greeting one another. Let's get a little bit of a description of it. It's dense, overgrown gardens, swallowing narrow footpaths, the sweet scent of heavy blossoming shrubs, a faint sigh of rot beneath. Statues of ancient family members in costumes, perhaps regional representations of forgotten gods. I paint the scene for everyone. The Sketteridge estate was once considered among the most beautiful in the peninsula, but has since been neglected and now taken over by a new god. What signs of perversion have shown ha- have shown how the dearest sister has made her home here.
Fucking knew it. Fucking
Yeah.
knew it.
Yeah.
I think there is a dead-eyed rooster, black in color, wandering the grounds freely.
um, we won't know this until somebody eats some of the cake, but we know what flavor the cake is. It's Zeph flavored.
Hey, we're gonna get that. We're gonna keep that CW incest till the end of the game,
Yeah,
baby.
no, we're not getting rid of that one.
We love a callback. Uh, yeah, I think that every so often there'll be like statues of family members, and they are fully either like doing foreplay or just straight up fucking.
Oh boy. Press the wrong button. There we go. I believe as you are arriving, like there is like sort of like just a tense sort of like moment after some people did point out about how the statues have changed since they last arrived here, and it's like a little bit of like a social faux pas before someone makes like a sort of a joke about like how the times are changing, and just like yeah, just like you have to keep up, otherwise you're going to be left behind in the past, and whatnot, and people laugh it off. But in terms of like people around that you can see, you do not see the dearest sister currently, Piper, thankfully.
That's good.
Yeah. But you do see someone who is wearing a black and gold silk suit, uh, um, gem-studded piercings, gold eyeliner, and nail polish. Uh, there is like a very old man in a wheelchair, who is wearing a very dated uh, suit, like someone of like from the early conclave court, all somber and shades of velvet and brocade. Um, there there's like some people who are obviously guests. Uh, someone who is just like constantly hacking into like a dirty lace handkerchief, greasy hair, greasy hands, that sort of thing. But like there is people that you can talk to, or you could try exploring the Granor Manor grounds further, or head inside to like the parlor to like get drinks and whatnot.
Do you think we split up and do more damage that way? Or stick together?
Splitting up is probably best.
Great. Get off my fucking bike.
For the record, Sedna has a hearse.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. You know what? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, then I think because I want to use my bike as many times as I can before the end. Piper does not park. Piper's gonna ride her bike to the back where the outdoor bits of the party
Mhm.
is going.
Yeah, Sedna's definitely going inside then.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
We're
I
go-
think
Go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
Uh, Yeah, the courtyard like leads off further, like out front is where like the hedge maze it is. However, out back they like leads down like to like sort of like lack of a better term, the bog line where like there is like water and whatnot, and sometimes someone just throws in like a little bit of meat into the bog, and there is just water, just like disturbed every so often with like a snap. We love a little bog. But Piper, who are you looking for? Who do you want to talk to? Do you want to eat some of the cake?
Yeah, I think okay. Yeah, I think so. Piper rolls up the motorcycle so loud, takes off her helmet and sets it on the motorcycle, and puts on her mask from the what was it, the Palace of Green Delights,
Mhm. Yeah.
the black mask that she has from there, I think is what she's going to put on. And I think she kind of just like looks around. She doesn't recognize anyone as like one of her contacts that she's talked to. Um, so she goes and she gets herself some cake and takes a couple of bites and then goes pale and is like, "Wait, so you're here too, huh?"
Mhm.
And
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, I think actually eating the cake, I think it's gonna be the revelation move.
that sounds about right.
Uh,
Fucking called it.
what are you afraid might happen?
Um, I'm afraid that it's going to be the dear sister that that is going to come out and meet me instead of someone who I have talked to or someone who has any knowledge of the location of the graveyard that I was fucking promised. And because I know I can't bargain with the dear sister.
Mhm.
She's gonna want to kill me. I murdered Zeph.
Steph, I want you to say how it's worse than that.
Oh boy. It's worse than that because the dear sister is a god. A god doesn't have to just kill someone. A god can make you into Zev.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. So, hmm. Interesting. Uh, I would like you to roll with communion.
All right. And I'm going to mark something so that I can get advantage on it because I
Mhm.
don't want to trip right here. Um, oh, I think that yeah, I'm going to hold on to a lock of Saint Epiphanos' hair
Mhm.
tied up in string. Um, and kind of like remind myself that dear sister's got secrets too. And I've done a pretty damn good job so far at uncovering a number of fucking secrets from a number of fucking gods.
Mhm.
And I've taken them. I've brought their servants to heal just as well.
Mhm.
I'm not scared. That's a lie. I am scared.
All right.
All right, 3d6 plus 2.
Mhm.
It's communion, right?
Communion. Yep.
Oh, god damn it.
What do you get?
Um, that's a 9.
We'll come back to that.
Damn.
Sedna.
That's me.
Inside, some of the sort of doors are like closed and locked off for now as they're being prepared for dinner and for hosting. There are servants about the place, sort of directing people to the parlor. The parlor itself has dizzying wallpaper and whirling green and gold patterns, faded plush couches, once glorious imported rug, portraits of family members in dark oils and tarnished frames, glass displays traced with dust, dark wood cabinets with tarnished brass locks. I paint the scene for everyone. What strange artifact or curio catches your eye? How do you know it is likely illegal and most certainly dangerous?
There is a pair of radiant crystalline dice that when you look inside of them, you can see different worlds.
There's a package that's clearly been through the postal service. Looks to weigh about 12 pounds, is probably 12 inches by 8 inches by 3 inches. And it's bleeding, and the blood is dripping up.
I think there is something that looks like just a typical hunter's trophy, but the skull and the horns are extremely fucked. It is an extremely fucked deer skull and horns.
I think in here there there is some guests, uh someone who is wearing an elegant robe of satin elbow length gloves and uh is currently blindfolded as just like talking to like some of the other guests. Uh, there's someone who has an impressive collection of scars, amateur godbane tattoos, stares a little bit too long at you as you enter into the room before just like sort of exiting the conversation with like the robed person who abruptly, what are you doing, Sedna? What are you looking for? You're muted.
I am muted as fuck. Um, I think she'll approach the heavily scarred individual. Oh, she'll also ironically grab a like glass of champagne or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
even though she's wearing a fucking gas mask and cannot drink it.
Mm-hmm. That is extremely funny. Nope, that is not. So, hmm. I see that festivities have already gotten underway.
Why are you having fun?
No, because frankly, if you were going to be honest, there really isn't much entertainment as going as happening right now. Frankly, if it's not a matter of life and death, it really doesn't matter to me. I was promised that there would be sort of awe-inspiring ideal being created here. Presumably.
At the mention of life and death, even though it's hard to tell, except for when her
Mhm,
dimples peek out from behind the mask and her eyes crinkle a little, she's smiling at the mention of life and death, like thoroughly.
mhm. Yeah, like it's not a hunt. It's I've been gotten bitten before, and it's not all that bad. If you're made of the right stuff, it's like a lure, right? Makes the next one think that they can get a piece of you too. You let them get close, and then it's a sacramental needle in the eye or whatever. Frankly, you should have seen my last one. Sealed this lower leech colony in a Scriptonian with ember wax. Torched the whole thing. Left behind this sort of blue ash hell of a potent catalyst. Made a killing at the last floating market. But here, it seems to just be social politeness. But I was promised that there were maybe a game later with masks and all, and it seems that you're already what? Or is it something that you're been hired on to organize?
Are you asking to play a game right now?
Mm. So to make the failed move.
Sure.
Mhm.
Um,
What are you afraid might happen?
I'm pretty sure this dude would love to hunt a person.
Mhm.
I think that's what he's going to propose.
Yeah, she would love to hunt you. Very butch
Um,
lady.
oh, oh, I see. Cool. So I got a new move last session.
Hmm.
It's called Hollow Gaze. Most people aren't ready to meet their own death and find your closeness with the maiden to be disconcerting. Add one to your presence, already done. But I lose a box from fate, also already done.
Hmm.
That box can no longer be marked. I roll with advantage when acting to throw someone off guard, discourage unwanted attention, or de-escalate a situation through patience and silence.
Hmm.
Does this count as throwing someone off guard?
Probably.
Cool. What am I rolling with? Presence?
Yes,
Okay,
present. I would
cool.
say like you are probably one of the few people who are engaged with death. So like this is like not something she was expecting.
Got it. 12.
12. Yeah. What do you want from her specifically? Because you could disconcern her in the way that she could go away, or you could get something else from her.
I think Sedna wants to use this game
Hmm.
to get to areas of the manor that she would otherwise be very suspicious wandering about. But if they're playing this little game of predator prey, she can move
Hmm.
about more easily and unsuspiciously. if that's a reasonable thing to request.
Would it be suffice to say I give you the rules to the game a little bit earlier than everyone else?
Sure. I love that. Let's do that.
That'll be your 12 plus
Sounds
because
good.
this game is going to be taking place after dinner. Well, well,
Girl dinner before dinner.
yeah, it's happening at specifically at the layer two of the evening. Message. Yeah, and this is why I like it's just like she said like, oh, are you the one that's organizing that?
Oh, I see.
Hmm.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to read this. You want to
Yeah.
cut to
Yeah,
Piper?
I'm gonna cut to Piper.
Right.
Piper, there's gonna be two complications. The first is very subtle. Uh, there's gonna be a second tick in the track of towards the time for dinner, as well as the honored guest of the evening, the dearest sister, shows up. And like some people clap as though they really don't know what to make this as she is introduced as the dearest sister, the one who loves her family, the one who is devoted to traditions, and the one who shall invoke a new age within society. So, in terms of what she is dressed like, let's scroll down. She wears the skin of Trinity Harrow, but has traded out the skater girl look for something more refined, something worthy of being a god. A full ball length gown with rivets of grain sewn into it. She wears a crown of branches, leaves, and flowers. She is beautiful as much as she could influence those around her. Mm-hmm. Piper, how do you feel seeing this?
I feel I feel disgusted that that this thing has so completely debased Trinity's memory and the core of who Trinity is. That it has made a mockery of Trinity's actual love to turn it into this empty spectacle and remove any of the actual interesting grit that accompanied Trinity's love. It makes me sick.
Take the condition disgusted by perversion.
I mean, it's not okay. Perversion, yeah, it's perverting her memory.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
I mean, eventually you may get a different condition that will conflict with one another, and that will be fun.
You're excited to create a no-win scenario.
But thankfully, she has not spotted you yet, so there's that going for you.
Okay. Hmm. Well, Is there anyone that I recognize in the couple of interactions I've had with Sketterich Foundation folks? Like when I made that deal with the guy from the Jeep about
Mhm.
delivering a thing. Like I've had a couple of interactions.
Yeah.
Are there any of them?
I think it's less about recognizing those people because technically speaking, the friends of the family, they are like employees of the Sketteridge Foundation. However, you have heard rumors about the family itself, so you could recognize them, unlike Sedna, who has not been around long enough to recognize anyone here, unless it's from someone from her past, maybe. But it's been a while. There is Otolith Skitterich, the aging patriarch, who's the guy in the wheelchair. There is Esmer Skitterich, who is in the black and gold silk suit. Uh, you do see uh, pretty much all the Skitteriches are out here currently, such as Dr. Uh, Mergen Skitterich, who is like a little bit off in his own world, just like distracted, probably by like a firefly or something. Um, there is Marva Skitterich, who is has graying ringlets, a high collared dress with full sleeves. Uh, looks very tired, very dreary. Balver is anticipating like something that people go reach out to grab something, and she just automatically hands them what they need, anticipating their needs.
Oh, how old is she?
I would say, whereas Otolith is probably like in his 70s, she would be closer to like 55.
I think that I'm going to approach her then
Mhm.
because she seems like a person who can help me get what I want. And if it's possible, I want to position myself so that I am out of sight and or behind something so that I'm not spotted by
Mhm.
dear sister.
Yeah, I think, strangely enough, I think she actually, as you go to approach her, she goes off to the side a little bit, sort of anticipating that you want to have a private conversation with her. She looks at you, doesn't say a word, waiting for you to speak first.
Right, I've I've heard a lot about you, and I've kept up all my end of the bargains here. I think you know who I am.
I want you to make the information move with focus.
Focus, okay.
Mhm. Which will become very clear as to why it's with focus.
um, let's see. I'm gonna burn through all my This is going to be kind of silly, but I'm going to mark my character sheet for Skelenora Jr. mainly because one of the main things that I wrote down on there was a new spell focus, Fragment of Divine Light.
Mhm.
And I'm going to, as as I did with the Lock of Saint Epiphanos' hair, I am going to try and channel that, remind myself of like who I've been, so that I don't flinch in this
Mhm.
and take advantage.
Mhm.
That's 3d6 plus 1. Oh my god.
What do you get?
That's a 6.
Okay. Yes, I suppose you have come here to find out the truth of the matter. And as she speaks, you recognize her voice. It is Zep's voice.
I'm going to mark the sweltering crucible
Mhm.
and bump that up to a 7 to 9.
Mhm. It's still Zep's voice, but you will get a clue. I think she seems strained, under a little bit of duress about what's going on here, about how much plans have changed. And you can see something crawling up her skin around the throat in particular. There is. This is not a capital C clue. That's something to give context. She has an angel inside her, and that is why she sounds like Zeph. But we'll cut away from that now.
Fuck.
Meanwhile, Sedna, you were taught the rule to a game that's happening later tonight.
Indeed.
Mhm. So when the ruling comes into play, you will gain advantage, mechanically speaking.
Sounds good. Sedna will lean into this heavily scarred
Mm-hmm.
butch woman and be like, I'll let you in on a little secret.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be found last.
Mm. Yes, it seems as though there's a little bit of a prey angle there where you want to balance with performing well, but not being too well. Mm-hmm. But we'll see who will win tonight's little game. I think I think there is sort of you notice from like off to the hallway that like there's like some people who are carrying string instruments, probably presumably heading up to upstairs to like out to the balcony to start begin playing music, just so like they're out of the way and not interviewing with guests and whatnot. And you do start to hear quartet swelling with dissonant undertones, insinuating itself with dancing counter melodies. It is beautiful and unnerving in equal measure. Time is ticking down. But are you prepared?
I've been preparing for this for quite some time.
Set up. Are you going to be looking for any clues or anything of that nature?
I suppose she'll get up to a little snooping. Um,
Mm-hmm.
she'll wink at the butch woman and step away with her glass still in hand, untouched.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Look.
Um, I think she'll go upstairs in like with the conceit of, oh, I want to hear this music more
Mm-hmm.
clearly, but that's not what's, yeah, she's definitely snooping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Heading up the stairs and whatnot. The balcony itself is like the entire house is made like has like prominence of stone and whatnot. Imported marble is cracked mosaic tiles of just sun-drenched pastoral scenes and moonlit hunting parties. Uh, During the day, there would be like faint chittering and croon of like wildlife, but at nights, I think just something really catches your eye from out here as the string players play their song is that there is a glow from further off into the bog where it transfers from bog into lake. But I'll paint the scene for everyone. What signs of past violence are faintly visible here?
I think you can see patches of like drywall that have been speedily repaired and repainted. It's always easy to tell when something's a fresh coat and an old coat. Um, and they're small enough to have been bullet hole sized.
There are, however, some chips in the stonework that that are clearly uh, bullet holes and bullet ricochet and everything that has happened that cannot be cannot be repaired without replacing the full. Some of them are pillars, and some of them are parts of the balcony and everything that has some pretty intricate stonework. And there's no making that look pretty without replacing the whole thing, which takes a lot of time and money.
There is a rug in sort of the center-ish of the room, and beneath the rug is a just a large scorch mark that they couldn't get out, so they threw a rug over it.
Mm-hmm. I would like you to make the information move with reason. Uh, well, no, insight. Reasons from
Insight.
different game.
Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
Uh, so you want to mark? Let's see. Um, I don't think I can justify any of these, sadly. I'll just roll flat. Well, plus one technically. Just total. Here we go. That is an eight.
Eight. That will be a clue. Oh, Piper a clue. So let's go with that. I think I think mm, as you're trying to like hold your cool, you do notice that this woman, she has this pendant that has a sigil drawn on it in gold. As your clue, as like you're trying to not lose your shit. But time passes on. And Sedna, your clue. I think in the various like mosaics, there is an elaborate family tree mural. Several portraits have been embellished in a manner suggesting divine transformation. And as you're just trying to get like a closer little peek, a bell begins to toll, denouncing that it is now time for dinner. And we're going to take a break here. You were all led into the dining hall. At this point, you get a very clear sense of just how many people are at this, well, venue. There are there's about like, in addition to Piper and Sidna, there is like 10 other people who are wearing like formal wear and just various gowns and suits and whatnot. It's pretty vocal conversation that's happening as like people meander their way into the dining hall, which has low ceilings, faded velvet curtains, dark stained paneling lit by guttering candelabras, the dull scrape and clink of silver on porcelain, rich dark wine swirls in flawless mesh shimmer glass. How is the Sketterich family straining their resources to maintain an appearance of luxury? How do their desire to impress guests conflict with their desire to impress with their other respective family members, such as like this family member wants to impress this other one?
Think that the wine for the guests is full and robust, whereas the wine for the family members is clearly like not necessarily clearly. It is, if you were to taste it, you would realize that it is incredibly watered down with a healthy dose of food coloring.
Wow.
I think they're using like they don't have the fine china anymore to bust out. And so they're using the best plateware and silverware they do have, but to compensate for like whichever like relative they're trying to possess.
mean,
Whoops.
they served dear
Impress.
dear sister. They served dear dear sister. They want to possess someone.
Mhm.
They've done like the bullshit like food fancy shit like ooh I drizzled the sauce in a pattern like food pretension. That's what I
Mhm.
want. The pretentious food bullshit.
Not all the chairs at this dinner table match. And it's clear that some of them brought like fancier chairs from their like personal study or something like that. But even the chairs for honored guests don't quite match. And there is just one bar stool somewhere amongst all of the chairs. It looks very out of place.
There is the food is delicious if you were to eat it. I think that there is just sort of why are you wiggling my finger?
Fool me once, shame on you.
I think the dearest sister sits at the side, at the head of the table, besides the patriarch, Odelich Sketteridge. Uh he has placed Esmer Sketteridge a couple seats down from him, while his uh I believe his brother sits next to him, Dr. Emergent Sketteridge, who seems to sort of like push around his food a little bit, considering things. Piper, is there anything that you're looking for to like sitting next to particular? Do you want to sit next to like a family member or one of the guests?
I need to sit next to a family member, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tempted to sit next to the mad scientist looking guy who's distracted looking at the firefly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if there are other characters that Steph is controlling, I could sit next to them.
I mean, I mean, I could place you next to Esmer.
And
Who
that's
is
not the person who I was just talking to. Who
no, that is not.
okay,
You were talking to Marva.
right.
Uh Dr. Merchant was the person that you originally said, but the Steph does not have Dr. Merchant.
Okay, then I'll talk to Esmer.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, that's pretty close to the head of the table though.
Actually, no, not very
Oh good.
close because like uh Otolith distinctly put his overconfident hair as far away could be sociably deemable as appropriate.
Oh, there's something going on here, huh?
Yeah, there's something going on. Senator, where are you sitting?
Oh, right next to ye old scarred butch lady, of course.
Okay. Gonna try to fuck her.
When have I ever fucked anyone in this game?
Don't steal my ideas. My literally only
Oh,
idea.
I'm sorry. Someone had to go ride their motorcycle down by the bog. I was busy with the butch. So this is my idea, just to be clear.
Oh, you got me there.
Someone had to ride their motorcycle down to the bog goes crazy.
Mhm. Let's see that scene with Piper and Esmer.
Okay. What does Esmer look like again?
A black and gold silk suit, gem-studded piercings, gold eyeliner and nail polish, and a sort of air of disinterest that is poorly concealing a predatory hunger for something else. And I think you can especially see that they are uh, stealing like forlorn and yearning glances toward the head of the household. I think they're just kind of tapping their fingers on the table, looking at their father and uh, kind of not really paying attention to much else.
It does seem strange that you seem to be sitting so far away from. I mean, I wouldn't presume to know who set the seating up.
I think that they kind of sit up and uh, look at you for a moment, and then back to their father and back to you, and they say, "Yes, it's just so terrible, isn't it? I want to be by his side."
It does seem dreadfully unfair, right?
It is. I I don't know why Daddy hates me now.
When did it start? Did it start with the new, shall we say, patron?
I think they kind of sigh into they like put their hands on their chin and they lean into the table. They kind of give this big weary sigh and they go, I think I don't know, maybe it has something to do with that. I think it's just I don't think he's ready for us.
I think he better be ready with what he's trying to do, right? It seems like something he's going to need to embrace. Or rather, you're someone he's going to need to embrace.
I think they kind of shudder a little bit when you say that, and uh, they kind of look to you and hold out their hand and say, "I'm Esmer."
I'm Piper. I actually might have. I was meant to deliver something, and I think that you might be the person I'm supposed to deliver it to.
Oh,
It's something that I think is going to get your father's attention, and I think it's something that might get the attention of your patron. Help move your father along in the family way that you're trying to move towards, right?
I think they get this far off look in their eyes as you mention the new patron, and they stare at the dearest sister. And I think that you hear them kind of start to mutter under their breath. I don't know what they see in you. You know one does. Just another body. Let's be honest, not even one worthy of the family altar. I suppose all bodies hide secrets. Maybe yours will bloom into something beautiful when the bog takes you. And it's very clearly like intense jealousy that is being felt uh, by Esmer as they look to the dear sisters sitting next to their father, and then they turn back to you and they say, "Sorry, you had something for me? Is that what you were saying?"
Let's take a moment. Let's step away real quick so that when you come back with the thing that I'm going to give you, then it'll be all yours.
Okay.
We'll cut away from that for now. Hmm. I don't think I actually introduced myself. Uh, Carnus Natal.
Sedna.
Got a last name there, Sedna? Or it's just only ever Sedna?
Sedna, right.
Yes. As I'm thinking about it, aren't you one of them care maiden folks? Often see a lot of death and whatnot.
Sedna leans in again and she lifts her mask like it's almost coming off, but stops like right at her nose so she can eat.
Mhm.
But then she'll talk and be like, I see more than death. I see her.
You know what I see? I see a god who has wrapped themselves a little bit too tightly here. It's gotten to the point where, you know what they're saying? War is on the horizon. I mean, the lingering straits, I don't know, maybe a month or two ago, that there was a little bit of a disruption. Some sort of love saint got out of control. Beasts got released out into the streets, caused disaster, then violently crossed over the border. Real strange things. Gods don't care for things such as countries, but, well, people are very concerned about what gods stay where, even though we cannot truly ever control them. The best we can do is hunt them and kill them.
Well, I suppose you found the right servant of the right God then, haven't you?
Yes. Piper, what gift are you giving Esmer? I gotta know.
I've got Trinity's skateboard, a real piece of a representation of Trinity and who she actually is. And I'm going to pitch it to her as if it is a very powerful connection to the dear sister. I'm not necessarily going to say that it stands in deep defiance of the way the dear sister is presenting now, but I am going to tell her that it's something incredibly powerful with its connection, which
Okay.
I think is true.
Make the revelation move. What do you afraid might happen?
Um, I am afraid that this is going to completely um, before I even have a chance to do anything else that I want to do, that this is going to completely set off the dear sister and completely shut down any opportunity I have to get what I want.
Oh, it's worse than that. Because I don't think you're really expecting what it is to set off the dear sister. You're giving what is now effectively an artifact of power to a god, something that is representative of her old life and attachments, something that the, well, Sketterditch family kind of wants. So whatever influences that the dear sister has over the people here will just increase by tenfold. Uh, to the point where people will not have be able to control themselves and inhibitions will just be released. So it'll be chaos. She and the dear sister doesn't even have to lift up a single finger because you're the one who's going to be the cause of this. Oh, Piper, and you're disgusted by the perversion of all of this, so it's going to be disadvantage.
Seems only seems fair.
Thankfully, it's with communion, though.
I'm going to mark the the skateboard to bring it to a flat roll.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really need this. I really need this.
I mean, you can back down.
I need this because I need to be able to manipulate her more into the thing that I want, specifically the exact location of this fucking graveyard. I have to have this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
9.
9.
Oh,
Uh,
we have extra verses to mark because of.
oh, that's right.
Oh, and
Yeah.
did we forget to do the move at the end of that as well?
Okay, hold on. Let me
Oh
bring
no.
out the thing.
I forgot we had that too. By the by.
It is all I'm counting on because I'm like, okay, I've
Oh
got
yeah,
to.
the trickle down treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in the spirit of good player
Mhm.
behavior, I will let Piper use the trickle down treasure because I have plenty of verses to use.
Mhm.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, trickle down treasure. Let's read out. This move is unlocked once the custodians secure the treasure, address when collecting rewards. Yeah. As recognition for your efforts in recovering the treasure of Kensley Temple, Bias has seen fit to occasionally allow the custodians to benefit from the acquisition. When a custodian rolls a miss on any move, they may mark a box on this move's track and narrate a scene in which Bias sends immediate emergency support in order to change the result to 7 to 9. When the custodian marks the final box on the track, they ask them to narrate a scene in which the Bias informs them that this will be their last support order before sending in more immediate emergency support. So, no.
I can't
Unfortunate.
use it this time.
Also, the narrative fuckery of Bias showing up here, of all
Yes.
fucking places. Jesus fuck.
I mean, it's trickled down treasure.
Reaganomics.
Yeah. I think as you hand the skateboard over and head back to the table.
Oh, I definitely don't want to head back to the table until I want to, if possible, be like, I will hand this over to you when we are in like your dad's study or something like that,
Oh.
where I can get the information where it's hidden.
Okay. I'm going to give you the condition a conspiracy.
Cool with that.
Meanwhile, I think the second course is served. Santa, have you ever really eaten this much luxurious food before?
I don't think so. I think she lives like I would say an almost cloistered life.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just the fucked up death god version of whatever that is.
Mm-hmm. So, even though technically speaking, you're next to Cardenas Natal, I think like you are by other people. Specifically, hold on, I have to look up this word. Who are these people? Listen, do not. Let me see. Oh, okay. They're a politician. Okay, that's cool. Uh, Other people of note that are around you, Setna, because you're with the guests rather than with the family. There is someone that you have recognized from news broadcasts before, because adjudicators do like ads in like the radio, newspapers, what have you, to like get votes and whatnot. This is Fletcher Picken, who has an obnoxious tie, cheap cologne, and poorly dyed hair, where some of it is like staining like his skin. Um, uh, Often just like sort of looks at you, and like just sort of giggles every so often. As like he just like continually just like shoveled like the food into his mouth and probably talking with like his mouth open while chewing. Really gross. Particularly talking with someone who is named Crux Tarnswallow, who is less wearing an outfit and more of just like has been dipped in a mixture of body paint and plastered canvas. Yes, the author of this has gone through. This is why I'm just like, am I friends with people just because like they name characters ridiculous ways? Or is this just the Silt verses having ridiculous names?
Two things can be true.
Sort of like making like hand gestures as though like the hands do not belong in the space, but continues to like try to move them to find what space they belong in. Senna is at the freak end of the table. I'm sorry.
Apparently. I mean, that tracks.
You either get incest or freak behavior. There is no in between. And it's just like, you've seen an egg before, right? Okay, we know it by its shell. Ah, merely the fragile exterior, which at the same time serves as a protective barrier from the embryo growing in within. When it hatches, that same armor must be destroyed for the bird or reptile uh, uh, or fish or what have you for the creature to merge. For the creature that starts growing on its own. What I'm saying is, we are, every one of us, the egg. We are worlds unto ourselves, perfectly contained, yet utterly helpless, lacking true purpose or direction until we hatch, until a god emerges. Carnus looks unamused and wants to leave, but however is like tied between that and having a really good like currently steak, and it's just like trying to munch and just like the sort of like awkward of just like I don't want to be here, but I do want to eat food, so I'm not hungry later.
Uh, Sedna pulls down her mask now. She's done eating, I think. She will push away from the table silently, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and politely excuse herself
Mm-hmm.
with just a nod to the patriarch of the family. She won't
Mm-hmm.
actually say anything like, I'm going to use the restroom. Just silence and a nod, and then she leaves the room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. More places have been unlocked because like they have been prepared. A servant can take you to one of the guest rooms if need be, or take you to the water closet.
Um, Sedna's going to say that she needs to retrieve something from her vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Do you need assistance with getting back to the main thoroughfare?
No,
All
I'll be
right.
fine.
All right, bam. And you can just head off wherever you want.
Chad is gonna go right toward like she had a pretty like good vantage point earlier from the
Mm-hmm.
balcony.
Yep.
She wants to take a path to that glowing light. That's very intriguing to her.
Okay. Uh, Going back, you can figure like the courtyard would probably lead down into the bog, directly into the lake. There are some boats that you can request. Um, it's going to be a veiled move for now.
Okay.
What are you afraid might happen?
There's something else in this bog slash lake.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I do have a thing.
Um. Well, first question, am I marking fate for this decision?
Let's additionally, without concern for your physical safety, yeah, you can mark fate.
Sounds good. What am I rolling with?
Focus, brutally
Focus.
enough.
Cool. It's 2, a 9.
A 9. I think as you sort of boat on out on the lake, you could just hear like sort of just chatter from the house itself because like there's really nothing else out here for miles upon miles. There is still string quartet that is playing, and that there is this sort of like low in the water with bubbles coming out from underneath. But as from your vantage point, you see just like further down, like a little ways away from the courtyard, hidden from brush so like the guests can't see, there is a little bit of a house. I say this not as like is like a house for a person, but a house for a pet, and a very large one at that. As you see the pet sort of emerge from the house, is this sort of flat, this decrepit alligator who just yawns. You could see that's missing a like a teeth, like a tooth or two. Um, it just sticks out its tongue and just sort of like lays about lazily, yawns, stretches, gets on up, and sort of moves about towards like the courtyard before just flopping on over like a dog. So if you want to go back to the house, you're gonna have to deal with an alligator.
Noted. Noted. There's a old alligator.
And I think on that note is what we're gonna end today's session. Stars and wishes.
Yeah, I go, I guess.
Mhm.
Star for Piper for that fucked up and creepy motorcycle flashback where it's like, yeah, yeah, you're mine. And Piper's being like, yippee, motorcycle. Uh, Completely taking the wrong message. Uh, love this, love it for us, and hate it for her. Uh, Big fan of also how she's like immediately like, oh, I've dealt with this before. I know what's going on with this little freak. They want their fucking dad. I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna give you something that your dad's gonna be like, love this, love it. It's fucked up. Uh, for chaotic, uh, I am a big fan of how you're running this and how like I love freaks. I love freaks. There are so many freaks, and you do a good job at portraying the freaks. The fucking guy who's talking about eggs was crazy.
Yeah.
Loved that. Uh, lovely little egg boy. Um, would you said you've seen an egg, right? I'm like, ah, yeah, a couple of them.
That's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, real. Uh, for Aaron, Stedna, it makes me like, I don't know why, but she pisses me off. She fucking bugs, and I love that. I love it. She makes me mad. I don't like her. And I think that's great. As far as wishes go, I'm excited to see what the fuck else happens. Hopefully, I get to play more side characters, unless y'all just continue to not want to interact with my freaks.
I'll
It's
just give
fine.
I'll
Fine.
give
I'm not even upset.
I'll give Stiff more side characters. That's what I'm hearing.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Just defer all side characters to stuff.
Whew.
Chaotic only plays dangers. You play all the side characters.
That's I mean, that could happen next time.
I think that's
Could
not a
I
bad
I
idea.
suppose it could.
yeah, I'll get you all the side characters. Because like
Dude, just fuck.
the it's just like there is a lot of like gendered fluid characters here, such as the egg guy who's just like pronouns. I have them all.
We love
I
gender
got
fucks.
I
I
got
love that.
two non-binies and a guy.
Mhm.
Gesundheit.
God
Gesundheit.
bless you.
I can go. So for chaotic, I love the portrayal of Butch Scar Mommy is what I'm gonna call her.
Mhm.
That was great. I I especially loved Sellout Trinity, even though I that's kind of an anti-star because also it hurt me inside to see what my poor baby has become. Um, that was great. For Steph, that fucking revelation move consequence of yeah, she'll just turn you into Zeph went so fucking hard. That was so good. That was peak. Oh, and I won't. I guess I will be stealing the star from Chaotic because Chaotic mentioned it earlier, but calling him daddy, Jesus Christ. Awful. Just
I think you
awful.
could see in my facial expression when I was like, I'm about to fucking say this.
Yeah, I was just like, oh yeah, I just know where Steph is going next. Yeah.
Since people like anyone that watched this can't see chat, in chat I wrote, "What horrors have I wrought?" Because I was like, "This is definitely my fault.
Yeah.
This is definitely my fault." Um, For Piper, I enjoyed the journey scene because Piper lost her fucking shit on Sedna. I also the notion of I'm not getting off my motorcycle. I'm just going to ride it around outside of this place as if I own it, even though you know that there is a God who was out for you badly. Like just hanging around. Wild choice. Wild
I'm gonna
fucking
go
choice.
ride my bike in the bog.
There's only so many sessions. I've got to mark those last three boxes somehow.
That is also why I was doing wild shit. I was like, well, I need to get these. I need to mark some more verses before the game's over.
Mhm.
As for wishes, I guess there's one right there. I would like to get some more verses in before game is done.
Mhm.
Um, uh, yeah, I'm curious to see what weird freaks show up next. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's it for me.
Mhm.
I can go next. Chaotic, you're doing a huge amount of work with this, having rewritten this scenario, and it's pretty incredible. But even more incredible is the hand gestures that you were doing, and how much work those hand gestures did in the moment. Just conveying just a bunch of little freaks, just absolute peak performance right there. Hand gestures, not sure where the hands go. Uh, Very, very fun. Very, very fun. As well as just like really pushing the bad consequences all session. Just yeah, no, there's no. It's very dangerous. Um,
Mhm.
for Steph, specifically we're serving the guests the actual wine, and we're serving the family the food coloring. Um, Absolutely incredible paint the scene answer. I absolutely love that, as well as the conversation between Piper and the you know the heir of the house and everything. Just you also do an incredibly good job embodying the little freak behaviors, and I think that's really great because that was I am very sad about what I think is going to happen to that character,
Mhm.
because I don't think it's going to be good. Um, and then Aaron with Sedna, my huge star is just how uh, absolutely kind of antagonistic and badass Sedna is. Because Piper's absolutely losing it and raging, and Sedna's just like, yeah, I don't know. I got the vibe that you were just kind of like, yeah, this is the behavior that I see most often when animals realize that they're going to die. There's a lot of thrashing around and everything. I'm unfazed by this.
You
I
read it
know.
correctly. You read it
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah. No, it was so, and like it was so good. Just that moment of like, don't worry, I'll bury you, and I'll bury your god too. Like, or you don't have long left. Just like the absolute dismissal of it. So perfect. Like so good. It's it's really sad. There's a part of me that wishes that Sedna and Piper could be friends, but I just don't think there's a world in which that is the case. Just
Probably
don't think that's
not.
the, I
I
think
mean, if
they're
Sedna had showed up earlier in the campaign,
I think maybe,
maybe, yeah. But
Mhm.
I think because
but
we're here now.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I think both of them are so wrapped up in their own story that like I don't know. Piper's got tunnel vision. Sedna's got insane like mommy death tunnel vision in a way that like I think is incredible. Um and yeah, my wish is going to be I can't wait to do what I'm going to do to Steph's NPC once I get what I want, which is and I cannot wait for how the last few interactions between Piper and Sedna go,
Mhm.
because I have a feeling that they're going to end up at each other's throats somehow, um, and I'm very excited to see how that goes.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I gotta give a star because I believe Wes is the one who wrote this. Structurally, I like a lot of the confrontation has stayed the same. It's just more about the relationships with the side characters have one another, as well as changing up the paint the scenes a bit more towards our themes. But however, like the again, like the with the sort of idea of like a countdown to like having dinner and like having the ritual prepared and whatnot. Like it's so very, very good because like it sort of as time progresses, it unlocks more locations, more dangers. There's like a little mini game, which is very funny that everybody showed up with masks. So that's I'm just like it's just like, oh man, I don't have to do much. I'm looking forward to answering some questions next time because you're at 5 clues. Uh, so like God, it is just frankly, I love Piper and Seta are just like, okay, we gotta be chill. We gotta talk to like some of the characters, and I'm just like, man, Piper really picked the wrong family member to initially talk to. Just be like, because I wrote that last night of just like, oh yeah, has a Satan inside her, kind of knows like what's going on, probably like a very serving character. You know who she should sound like? Zev. Um, yeah, so like I have like an interconnective family web of just like who likes whom and why does everybody want lack of better term daddy Skelerich Sketterich and he's like no please I'm an old man. I don't need this. I just want power. Um, God. I also am looking forward to Setna finding the source of the glowing light because I know what that is. and it's not gonna be fun.
You say that, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a blast.
Uh, I'm looking forward to Piper creating more incest.
Oopsie, what can you do?
Mhm. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. Looking forward to get handing out more conditions, making people suffer. Looking forward to Steph just getting all of the like side characters in this and just being like, why the fuck there's so many? I'm just like, yeah, that's just how it is, babe. I'm very glad that I got to
They do be like
introduce
that sometimes.
the little alligator guy.
Sedna's gonna adopt that motherfucker by the end of this game, so help me.
I love a little alligator. That guy rules.
The old
Mhm.
man alligator needs to be my friend. Like,
Yeah.
The
don't
old
worry, buddy.
manigator.
I'll put you to rest when it's time.
Mhm.
I'll know exactly when to put you down.
Yeah, he's just a hungry little guy. Um, but yeah, the Steph, I just love the everything that you said this session, just like of just like the complication of just like, yeah, you're just gonna become Seth. That was just really good. I love the like little weird stuff, just like the statues are fucking, and I'm just like, damn. Uh, love that 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 the dear sister has influenced the world already so much.
Oh no, the consequences of my actions again.
Mhm. Yeah. I also love like this the callbacks. It's just like to like the House of Green Delights. Both like very obvious like of like what the cake takes like, and also less obvious of just like, oh yeah, the Minotaur did escape and did cross the border. Wonder how that has had repercussions. Whoopsie, we might have accidentally started a war.
Oopsie, what are you gonna do?
That's not a biased issue. That's someone else's problem.
Yeah.
We're not war generals or anything.
Yeah, it's like there's no war aspects here whatsoever, now is there?
Whoa, crazy.
Yeah, I forgot about the thing that got taken as one of the part of this. Yep, okay. That's cool.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh fuck, I think I know what the light is.
Yeah, they might have put something already in the lake already, and it didn't really have much an effect, so it's just gonna stay in the lake.
Cool, cool,
Yeah,
cool, 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 cool.
yeah, they're planning on putting more stuff in it later, so don't you worry.
Yippee! Okay,
All
I
right.
pop out.
E.
Oh wait, do we want to do end of session questions experience or
Uh,
I
sure.
mean, I need to hop out. I don't need to be here for that bit because I
I guess
don't
that's
have
true.
one.
Bye,
That's
Steph.
bye,
See
Seth.
y'all.
bye-bye.
Indecision questions. You did not complete an assignment. Do you engage with a god, angel, or other divine manifestation?
I don't know if I did. Did I?
No, I would.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I was like, I'm pretty sure no, but I don't know.
I did in flashback, and I kind of did with interacting with the person who has the angel inside her. And
Mhm.
yeah, I think
I would say just yes for the flashback, no on interacting with the person because like you weren't the one that was engaging with it, but more of just like it was there.
That's
And
fair.
Sednut, were you vulnerable with someone?
I'd say Sedna's version of vulnerable, yes.
Okay. Did you deliver a monologue? Yes.
Yes. A couple times, I think.
Yeah, you were just monologuing at people, and you were just like, so, anyways, this is what a reality is like, and just go dup, 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 and everybody's like, why?
It's the most
Don't.
words. It's the most words we've heard you say like in a row all game.
Yeah. Uh,
Surely that's not a bad sign of things to come.
mhm. Piper, did you undermine the orders of your superiors or use the assignment to pursue personal interests?
I sure did.
Yeah, you're given a skateboard to like try to get the god to be like a little bit more normal later. Maybe.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I
Did you,
have a plan.
do you struggle with your personal faith
Yeah,
in flashback? Yeah.
That's
I'm
and
very
in the journey
excited.
scene after Sedna
Yeah.
said what she said.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, I actually would love for you to bury my god, but that's not happening anytime soon.
Mhm.
All right, I've got an advancement right before the last, what is likely to be the last session.
Mhm.
Knowing us, we can pull this out to 3.
I bet we could. Absolutely.
You could.
One of the things with
No.
those the trickle down treasure, I forgot that it was like specifically only on a miss. If
Mhm.
we roll badly but not badly enough, we can just drag out horrid consequences one after the other.
Technically no, because there is a timer.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. And you're right through one track. You're 103 on the second track.
Mm, we're in trouble.
Goody. I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
Yeah, but you do have like plenty of clues.
And I have to remember that because of the sweltering crucible, hereafter. Oh, I need to narrate that, and then hereafter, when you deliver bad news with grim stoicism, make your next roll with advantage. I could just start to just pulling it. Bad news, one liner.
Bad news. I'm gonna kill your dad. All right. Let's end recording.